All right. We got cut off due to YouTube being haters, but we are back. So make sure you follow in this stream. Forget that last one. I'm going to go ahead and introduce us. I'm Paul Jr.
I'm Boogeyman Fo.
We got special guest host Manji in the building.
Peace, everybody.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely all hip-hop heads, and we got a special guest. I don't even know what to call him. I'm just going to say beyond a legend. We'll say beyond a legend. If there's
grand legend.
If there's a word above it, we'll figure it out, and we'll go from there. Grandmaster Kaz in the building. But I'm Paul Jr.
I'm Boogeyman Fo.
Here's the thing. All right. Well, without further ado, let's get right into it. Go ahead and run that, Max.
I ain't hard to find them right by the zoo, by the gorilla cage. Holla at a nigga. Hip hop is not made up from scratch. The music and the foundation of the music of hip hop comes from records that we found in our parents' crates. You know what I mean? Old funk and soul grooves. We've given new life to artists like James Brown and Isaac Hayes and Sly and the Family Stone and George Clinton and Parliament and Funkadelic and so many other groups because we rapping over their beats. Okay? So hip hop didn't invent anything, but hip hop reinvented everything.
Man, that last quote though, for real.
Yeah.
Hip hop reinvented everything. That could not be truer. But, ladies and gentlemen, Grandmaster Kaz, how are you doing, sir?
One love, baby. All is well. All is well. I cannot complain. People don't listen to those.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I took that clip from The Art of Rap. Do you remember doing The Art of Rap?
Oh yeah. It was like yesterday. I'm sitting in the place where I recorded
right.
The segment for The Art of Rap in my very office right here. So
that's what's up.
It's still good in my mind.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite hip hop documentaries.
Yeah.
I like to start at the beginning, man. Like, one thing I want to say real quick is, one thing I talk about a lot is how young hip hop is. I know we just celebrated the 50th anniversary, but I don't think people really understand how young that is. Like, in the 70s, y'all literally made up a genre of music out of thin air, out of what you were doing in your everyday lives. So I just want to ask you, how did you get started in hip hop? What was your influences and how did it all come together?
Well, I grew up in the South Bronx, pretty to where most of the early hip hop participants lived at. I grew up Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and lived by Kool Herc back in '73 when documented hip hop party was given. So I've been entrenched in the culture since its inception. I got started by watching, by being a participant, by standing underneath the train stations, the overhead train stations, watching the graffiti on the trains. I was enamored by that first. And the music that I heard at home, I heard translated parties, just what they called the get down part, the break part that made you dance. So I gravitated toward the dance and then making people dance and then speaking on how I'm making people dance. So I pretty much covered all the elements of the culture, at its inception. It was a growing process, but back then, like it is now, it's basically a labor of love, man.
Right. You mentioned the name Kool Herc. We all know the name. We all definitely know what he did, but what was he like? You knew him personally.
Yeah, I did and I do. But
right.
at that time, you got to understand, if Kool Herc is 5 years older than me now.
Right.
Back in 1973, I was 13 and he was 18 or 19 or something like that. So when you're that young, it's a big differentiation. It was like he was grown and I was still a kid.
Right.
So we all looked up to him as the DJ. And when we all got involved in the culture, like he was the guy to, want to be like, as far as DJ, as far as, status and fame around the Bronx. Kool Herc was that dude.
Absolutely.
Now, how does it feel to see where hip hop is now, from the inception to now?
It's amazing. it's amazing. I mean, the growth of the culture around the world, the expansion of the culture around the world. And I don't mean just the business of hip hop, the record sales and videos and all that. I'm just talking about how many people have adopted the culture of hip hop at the grassroots level. I mean, there's not a place on this planet that you can go where you won't find some semblance of hip hop. And it's not on the charts either. It's on people just still beating on cars and in hallways and rapping to each other. You know what I mean? And still finding records, obscure records to dance to and to rap to. So the culture is alive and well around the world, and it's amazing to see, like I said, how many people and other cultures have adopted the culture of hip hop.
It's incredible.
It's a beautiful thing.
Peace, Cass. So
Oh, yeah.
I have a question. Were you able to ever attend one of Kool Herc's parties? What were one of those? What was that like?
Of course. I got receipts.
You say you was younger. You was 13 when he started. I want to say when he started doing the party at Sedgwick. So I wanted to see, as you came into to your age, what was one of those parties like? I know we read about it and we understand that he did it at a rec room and it was the first official, hip hop party. But for you actually being there, what was that like for you?
Crazy.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I was not at that first party, at that August 11th rec room party at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. I was 13. I wasn't even going to parties yet.
Correct.
Right.
I caught the wave of the excitement and the energy that was going on from the next generation. All the next generation of kids, the teenagers, you know what I mean? The high school kids would leave the block whenever there was a Kool Herc party, and you'd be like, yo, where everybody going? Where y'all going? And it's like, we going to Kool Herc party. We going to Kool Herc party. So that was something that, one day I'm going to be able to go to Kool Herc.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean.
So when you finally went?
Yeah, because Kool Herc started playing outside eventually. But he had a venue. There was a venue called the Hevelo in the Bronx, and it was on Jerome Avenue, right off of Burnside Avenue. And it was the first place that I knew of that he played indoors. But I couldn't get in there either. So I used to stand outside the Hevelo
And listen.
just to hear the music
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
coming
absolutely.
out of it. And maybe I could, if one of the security guards would blink or something, I could sneak up. And that happened one night. It happened one night. And I'm going to tell you, this is the night that pretty much changed my trajectory as far as hip hop is concerned. Because prior to this, I was a b-boy. I used to dance with the cats from my neighborhood. And then when I snuck in that Hevelo and hid behind that speaker, and I saw what went on in the club. And I mean, when I saw the activity, I saw the music, like how he would change the music and the whole mood would change. And people would just, it was crazy. It was, for me, it was just a realization. It was like, yo, that's what I want to do. Okay. I don't want to be one of the hundreds of people in here dancing. I want to be the one person
Party rocking.
making hundreds of people dance.
Yep, the MC.
And that's when I decided I want to be a DJ.
So, being one of the originators, one of the original MCs, what kind of influences did you have back then? Because you are like most people, you're one of most people's influence, but it didn't really have a history before you, not too much. So,
Not really.
yeah,
Not really. The art of spoken word has always been prevalent among our people in all different forms,
right?
Since Africa, but the latest reinvention of that energy was in the '60s with Gil Scott-Heron
right.
and the Lab Poets, and pretty much during the civil rights movement, the Black Panthers, when the Black Panthers was out, and there was a lot of Black nationalism going on. This is the music that kind of sparked the revolution, and these were the poets, the griots of that time. That energy spilled over into the disco era, and then later the hip hop era. And
right.
So those early raps that you heard from Gil Scott-Heron and the Last Poets and the Watts Poets rap is the reinvention of that energy.
Right. Yep. Makes sense.
Now, have seen the evolution of hip hop. How do you feel about all the new technology that's in the game now?
I'm with the advancement of our culture, of our people, whether it be on the business level or financial level, technical, through technology. But I just think we shouldn't lose the essence of whatever it is that made this thing viable, that made you want to improve it through technology in the first place. Let's not lose what this shit is about in the first place.
Right.
Okay, because I'll give you a perfect example. Just the art of writing, penmanship, right, will be lost on the next generation. They no longer teach penmanship in schools because everything is a keyboard.
Right.
To type something that you have to type, and now we're going to lose, the ability to write, to creatively write hands, and I think that's just one of the ways that advancement or technology help us to lose the originality, what was important in the first place.
Right, absolutely.
So I want to know where you were at when the lights went out. I think you know what I'm referring to.
In 1977, yes, indeed. I do remember.
That's so crazy to
blackout
me.
Of 1970. Okay, when the whole city went dark.
Yes,
well,
sir.
I had my whole sound system, and I was jamming in the park. All right. I had a battle with a crew called the Master Plan Bunch. It was like DJ Smokey's old crew, guys left over from after he and they were still DJing in the streets. So we proposed a battle, and we battled in the same park where we shot the film Wild Style.
Word.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was hot as hell that day, and we set up side by side. And these guys got on and they played. They did their little thing. They mostly played disco music. So I get on. I'm ready to play break beats for the B-boys and all that. So boom, I throw my first joint on. It's like, uh-oh, it's about to go down. Now that's just the intro to the record I'm about to bring on. When this other joint come on, it's over. It's over. Y'all might go pack up and leave.
Right.
All right, so boom, I wait. My time is up. Boom, I bring the record in. It's like, dun, 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 oh, love.
Yep. Teasing
I
them.
was like, what the? And then, the turntable cut off, and then the other turntable cut off.
Oh,
and
man.
the amps cut off, the mixer cut off. Now, this is, I mean, if you're in a DJ battle, this is suicide. This is like,
There's nothing you can do there. Yeah?
this is the death of you if this happens to you. But fortunately, his equipment got cut off too.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
the street lights
Went
in
out.
the streets started going out one by one, like poof, poof, poof,
Man.
poof, like poofed all the way down the block until the whole block was dark. Now we standing there in darkness, looking at each other, like what happened, and because we thought we had blown out the power because we were to the light. Come to find the blackout of 1977, and when the people in the park understood what was going on,
Oh, man.
it was this yell that went out. Blackout! Hit the store!
Yep.
Did you go on the
bodegas
festivities?
on every corner, the gates came down. Shoot!
Oh, yeah.
Shoot. They knew what was going on.
Wow.
And everybody poured out of that park into the shopping areas. And New York City was looted for 72 hours.
Yep.
That's just wild
Did
stuff.
you pick
right
up
there.
any DJ equipment while you were out?
As a matter of fact, I did have my damn disco whiz. Listen, watch the equipment. I'm going around the corner to the sound room. And it's the place where I originally bought my first set of equipment. So I'm like, well, I should get something back out of this. Investment anyway. So yeah, I pulled something out, but it was nothing compared to what I mean the loss that the city suffered. And
Yeah, it was like
the new
$68
wealth.
million
Oh,
or something
God.
crazy like that. Yeah, 72
yeah.
hours.
That's wild.
Like I said, with the new wealth
Right.
among the people. Because everything was for sale the next day.
Yeah, that's how you got.
Cigarettes, mopeds,
Everything.
jewelry,
You good.
know what I mean? Food stamps, everything, and DJ equipment.
Oh, I love it. A lot of the DJs got their equipment during that blackout. That's why I wanted to make sure I'd asked you what that experience was like. You know, most people will never experience a citywide blackout. I think the Far Rockaways were the only ones that didn't get hit as far as that incident.
Yeah, but every place that had a major shopping area, they got.
Oh yeah, small business owners suffered for sure.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you what's your relationship with Flash, and you know you're both Grandmaster. Is that a coincidence? Is there a story behind that? Is there a relationship there?
Well, we have a hip hop relationship.
Right.
Grandmaster Flash and myself. We have a mutual, I hope it's mutual, respect for each other. The Grandmaster part, the first Grandmaster that I ever heard of as far as DJing is concerned was, of course, Grandmaster Flowers from Brooklyn, who I'm told was an inspiration to Flash. And Flash became the first hip-hop Grandmaster.
Right.
Right. Flash's whole reputation back in the early days was speed, being able to cut a record back and forth real fast.
Yep.
So one night, I had a jam in one of my spots that I used to play in, and I was on the turntable and I was cutting the record back and forth. And my partner, Disco Wiz, he kept urging me on. He was like, faster, faster, faster. So I was like, and he was like, faster, faster. I was like, He was like, faster, faster. I was like, He was like, Grandmaster, Grandmaster, Grandmaster. And then the crowd started going, Grandmaster, Grandmaster,
Okay.
Grandmaster. And from that night on, I was Grandmaster Kaz.
That's dope.
Kaz
Oh, I love it.
That's so dope.
I got one more real quick one. Oh, go ahead.
The name, the title comes from Grandmaster Flash being one of the fastest DJs. And that night, I guess I achieved that level or whatever of speed off of that particular performance. And I was ordained Grandmaster by, my partner and by the crowd. So I became Grandmaster.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And there's not very many of those.
No.
So it's a great, great title to have.
Since then, there's some self-proclaimed, Grandmaster. There's grand this and there's grand that, and this and that. But Grandmaster is not my name. Grandmaster is a title.
Right.
It's a level of excellence.
Right.
And I feel that I have
absolutely
achieved that level of excellence on many a platform. And that's why I could continue to use the name. That's why the name stuck. If I didn't feel I was a Grandmaster or was a Grandmaster material, I wouldn't even claim the title. So
absolutely. I do want to ask you, where were you? Excuse me. Where were you the first time you heard Rapper's Delight? And I want to know how you were feeling in that moment and what kind of chain reaction it sparked.
I was in my home. I was in my house, and Hank, Big Bank Hank of the Sugar Hill Gang, who was managing the group that I was in at the time, the Mighty Force 5, and he came to my house with 2 copies of Rapper's Delight.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, yo, this is the record that I was telling you about. And I put it on the turntable, and I listened to it. And I was like, yeah, it's cool. It's all right. I thought it sucked, really, to be honest. But, it was cool. And I never thought of it in terms of it being like a real record that was going to come out and it was going to be on the radio and all that.
Man.
And it was,
wow.
It was the record.
Hank was on as an MC. Like, how can I take that serious?
Exactly.
He wasn't an MC.
Right.
Little did I know. but anyway, yeah, I was like, yeah, it's cool, Hank, whatever, And then when I first heard it in the street, that's when the reaction really hit me.
Right.
Okay, when I went outside and every car that went by and every boombox on every shoulder and radio, was playing Rapper's Delight. I was like, get the fuck out of here. It just took off like wildfire.
Right.
And
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't like that. That was the record
Oh,
that
yeah.
pretty much stampeded hip hop in
yeah,
history.
yeah, yeah. A lot of people do say that, but because a lot of people miss the era of lyricism, early lyricism in hip hop, true MCs, like the style that Rappers Delight was done in. That was like the early disco style that we had, did earlier, like
Right.
following in the vein of like DJ Hollywood and Eddie Chiba, who rest in peace, just recently passed away, and our brother Love Buck Starsky. But once we found our own voice and our own voices, there was a definitive difference between MCs and those call and response disco DJs
Correct.
prior. And that's what Rappers Delight sounded like. One of the verses being my own,
Right.
that's what I rap like when I was emulating that style in the early days. Everybody had to have a rhyme with their name in it. And when I first heard somebody say that, it was Love Buck Starsky. And he said, I'm the LOVE, the BUG, like a butterfly, stay like a man. And I was like, oh shit, that's cool. And I was like, I'm the LOVE, the BUG. And then I was like, wait, hold up, that's his name? And they was like, yeah, that's his name. I thought he was just saying some fly shit.
Right.
Once I found that was the name, I was like, now I got to make my own shit.
Right.
So that's when I came with I'm the CASN, the OVA, and the rest is
Yeah.
And that's what the rhyme said. So it was
Right.
interesting to hear him
Right.
say Casanova, and that was you.
Yeah, he was so much not an MC.
He didn't even change the name. He could have changed it to anything else.
Speed the shit up.
That was you. So you're still in the song.
But yeah, that was like a evidence right there.
Exactly.
Of his ineptitude as far as microphone is concerned. He had a great voice and great energy, so he pulled it off, but he couldn't write his way out of paper bag.
Oh man.
Man, you performed all over the world. What is your favorite venue that you played at?
That's hard to say because I haven't been overseas in over 30 years. I just recently reacquired a passport after 30 years. So I've been turning down trips for 30 years overseas.
Wow.
I mean, literally, the last time I was overseas was at Princess Diana's funeral in
Wow.
London.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Right. So,
That's
I
like
mean,
97.
Right.
hip hop has been everywhere since then. I mean, Dubai and places like that have opened up to hip hop, and it's bread out there. But I've had to turn down these trips for 30 years. I finally, like I said, acquired a passport, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll. So I haven't been to my favorite venue yet. I don't think.
We're all out in we're all out in Denver. Have you been to Denver? Have you been to Denver?
Of course.
Okay.
My girl Christy Z is in Denver. Okay, she does the DMC.
Oh, okay.
DJ back.
Nice.
Yeah, and yeah, I've done the thing out there in Colorado. I love it out there. One of the first and dopest places that they legalize weed.
Right.
So of course,
That's our reputation.
I got a love for the entire state.
Yes.
Show.
Yes.
I did the Sundance Film Festival with Ice-T for the premiere of The Art of Rap when that dropped. So
Nice.
yeah, very cool. Very cool. I love it out there, guys.
That's France, right? Yeah.
I've been to South Park and all that.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
So I want to go back to the Cold Crush Brothers. You were actually on the soundtrack for Wild Style. That's a very instrumental era for hip hop, and you were part of the Cold Crush Brothers. I want to hear how that experience kind of came along, and just some kind of story or some background in that.
Well, I mean, after the debacle with Hank and the Sugar Hill Gang and Rappers Delight and everything, it was like I was at a crossroads, and it's like you're gonna keep trying to acquire people and to make a group, or you just gonna go out here and do your thing, man. And I kept putting my buddies down and friends around me, trying to make this group thing work. And finally, my man JDL, he was like, listen, man, you need to stop messing with these dudes and let's just me and you, let's rock out. Okay.
Right.
And I was like, all right, let's do it. So we became the Notorious Two. And if you look at flyers during that era, we on 8 out of 10 flyers of every party that happened out there.
Absolutely.
Taz and JDL, the Notorious too. All right. And so that was prior to us joining the Cold Crush Brothers. Charlie Chase was one of the only Puerto Rican DJs in the Bronx playing hip hop, playing break beats, scratching records. So that was like a novelty back then. So Tony Tone wanted to build a group around him. So he started recruiting different people. There was a different Cold Crush crew before myself and JDL got down. But once he approached me about, joining the group, he said, all you got to do is concentrate on the MCs. And I was like, all right, well, if JDL is down, I'm down. And he was like, nah, I don't want JDL. He's like, I don't want him. He crazy. He's like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, but if he ain't down, I ain't down.
We had a venue out here called Cold Crush. It's closed now, but it was one of
I saw it.
It was one of in my opinion, one of the best Denver had. I wish it was still around.
I wish it was still
absolutely.
around.
And I wonder if half the people that go there even know the origins of that name. I know the owners did, but
they do because I went through there and DJ Tony Tone went through there.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
And seeing it, it's cool. It was cool. I wish it was still there.
Right.
But yeah, basically, and that's how the group came about. Once he was like, all right, y'all get down, and there was me, him, JDL, Easy AD, and Almighty KG, and we just went to work. We went in the lab. Once we were established that we were a group and we were going to move forward with this team, then we went in the lab, which is like my crib, my house. And every day, we practiced every day for a year. And he came out in 1981 and just took shit off.
Man.
That's what's up.
That's super dope.
I got one more question for you. Where do you see hip hop going?
I see no limit. I see no limit for hip hop. I mean, who thought it would go this far?
Right.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We have quotes on records even saying that, who thought that hip hop would take it this far? I'm asked a lot. Did you ever think that hip hop would grow to the proportions that it? I wish I would say yes. Okay. If I had an inkling that hip hop would grow to these proportions, I'd have a bigger stake in it.
For sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I would own the first hip hop everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There would be some kind of governing board as far as hip hop is concerned, so not everybody could just come take it and run in any direction they wanted with it. Okay, that's a lot of things I would have done had I known hip hop would grow, or even thought that hip hop would grow to these proportions. The best thing I could think of, wouldn't this be cool?
Absolutely.
That's incredible.
I think everybody felt like that back then. It was what was cool for us to do then. I don't think anybody I've ever asked, could you have fathomed that this is where we would have ended up at in every commercial on the Super Bowl as the halftime shows, just so many different things that we would have never dreamt of.
Exactly. And we're the creators. We're the ones doing it. And when you're in the moment, when you're in it, it's hard to be from the outside looking in and look at alternate, realities and things that may come of what you're doing because you're still doing it right now. Right. I can't even look past writing this, trying to figure out, okay, well, what audience am I going to reach with it? And what, I ain't think about all that shit. I'm trying to write it, and make it dope. The people who can't write like me have time to think about, wow, if this guy writing was heard over here and over there. And that's where promoters come into play. And that's where, managers and agents come into play. People who see things for you that you don't have time to see yourself because you're so involved in the creative process.
I'm glad you said that. I think a lot of people feel like this is something that they could do themselves, and you need a whole entire team. To
this day, back then, that never changed.
I mean, back then, they were selling the records and CDs and tapes out of the trunk of their cars. Either way, you still needed a team, and I feel like that to this day. I understand that the age of technology has made things a little bit easier, but at the end of the day, you still need a team.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure.
For sure. I mean, I'm not going to call it resurgence, but when COVID kind of lifted and we all came up out of that, I had planted so many seeds prior to it that once the veil was lifted, everything was on and popping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had put things into play. My creativity had spawned. I started, making T-shirts during COVID and starting businesses and aligning with people. So when we came out of it, it's like, let's go. Let's get
Absolutely.
to cracking. And it was on and popping. I got the call from LL Cool J for Rock the Bells Radio, and I've been on there ever since.
That was my question I was gonna come in with. Yeah,
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
So you have the joint on Sirius Rock the Bells Radio. I want to know what it feels like from being radio bound 30 years ago to what it feels like to doing Sirius. And if you're looking for a co-host, I got you.
Plug.
Well, that's love. That's love, Ma. But I do have a co-host.
Yes, you
Her name
do.
is Shara.
Yes, you do.
And she's the first
Amazing.
female MC.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yes.
LL thought that would be a great blend of
Absolutely.
us together, being the O.
The
We put the
OGs.
O in OG, all right, on Rock
Yes.
the Bells.
Yes.
For sure. She's
So
loved.
he proposed a show, morning show, Monday through Friday. I was like, I'm with it. I'm with it all day, every day. Okay. He could have said, if you want to do a show with Bobby Brown, and I would have been, yeah, let's go, let's do it. It's all good. But it was a perfect blend. And like I said, we got a great chemistry, a great respect for each other. We kind of hold that day one status together.
Right.
And I think that commonality helps us on the air. And I've been enjoying it. I always knew that I had a personality for radio. Me being a DJ, I could do a whole radio show. I don't need an engineer.
Right.
None of that shit, and I could do the whole thing. But just the dynamics of just being an on-air personality, that fits me fine. All right, that fits me fine. And I couldn't ask for a better situation.
Yeah, I think it's
as far as
perfect.
Somebody,
Rock the Bells. and
LL.
shit.
Right, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah,
Oh.
because it's like hands-on. It's like I call them any time of the day or whenever, and it's like, yo, what's good? What you need? You straight? This and that. Woo woo. Yeah, any problems? On the radio, whatever. That's your show. You say what you want to say.
Right.
If anybody don't like it, I got your back. You know what I mean? Whatever. So we've got, perfect, freedom to just be ourselves and express ourselves on the show. And having that platform is something needed, like at this point in my life and in my career. I don't always want to have to travel or
Yeah.
be somewhere out to, to get a message across. I deal with social media, but it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It's become such, like a business, like an entity.
A job.
Before
Yeah.
school,
It's a full-time
It's a
job. Yeah.
job.
meet girls or whatever, or connect with your family or whatever. Now it's this big. I don't know. What? So, and Instagram just. I just got jacked off of my Instagram profile, where I had like almost 120,000 followers that I got like generically, like one by one.
Right.
By just posting content. I don't do ads. I don't pay.
Yeah, none of that.
Get verified and none of that shit. And I no longer have access to my Instagram page. So that kind of turned me off.
Oh, that's why I couldn't get you to respond to me on IG. that makes more sense.
And I'm joining the iPhone revolution.
Okay,
as well.
yeah.
So I've been Android most of my life, and now I got a Mac computer, an iPad.
There you
an
go.
iPhone.
Welcome aboard.
Kaz,
Yeah, man.
are you still doing the Hush Hip Hop tours?
Oh, as a matter of fact, no, I'm not. I kind of,
Okay.
the things that I was doing. Well, our business was the first business to go down. Tourism.
Right. Yeah.
Tourism.
Sure.
When COVID happened, they stopped everything as far as people
Tourism.
gathering.
Yeah, that was that was rough.
Tourism. They even stopped people from entering the country or leaving it at some point.
Music, music basically took a haul. All of music, like that's what it was.
Yeah, entertainment.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, exactly.
Movie theaters, plays, Broadway. I had my birthday. My birthday was coming up. I had tickets and everything, a venue, set up and everything. And a month before COVID kicked in and everything had to shut down. So when I came out of it, I mean, our tours got shut down as well. But all the things, like I said, the seeds that I had planted during COVID and prior to started to sprout when I came out. So going back to the tours wasn't my main, you know, I had other shit on the table by the time, you know, that came back. And of course, the tours have never gotten back to where they were when it first stopped because of that 2.5-year lull, you know, and people getting back to some semblance of normalcy.
Yeah, we're still trying.
Right.
As far as tourism is concerned. So the tours are still going on, but I just got a lot more things going on to be able to do them. So my brother, the Mighty Mike C, from the Fearless 4 MCs, he does the hip hop tours.
Nice.
In my place, and as well as my man Razor, who's a young artist who I groomed at Hush Tours. Reggie Reg from the Crash Crew was doing Hush Tours with us as well. So the business continues, but I'm just not there, you know, as a host physically on the bus.
Okay. Well, we'll get you out of here on this. I got a 2-part question. I like to get your opinion on this. Let's say we exclude you. Who is your GOAT? Who's the MC that if you had to say that dude's the greatest, who would that be? And also the second part is, who's an MC of current, like nowadays, that you actually enjoy?
From the inception of rap or MCing, there's only one person I looked at and was like, I got to be that good. I got to be that good or better, and that's Melly Mel.
Okay, yeah.
That's Melly Mel from the Furious 5. And since I'm from that era, and I've seen everybody who came afterwards.
Of course.
And so I've never had that thought process with anyone from my era except Melly Mel. I got to be as good as him. You know, comparable to that guy right there. And I guess through that, you know, me wanting to be that good, you know, it inspired other people, you know, to emulate me, you know, in that sense. But I don't do like top 5,
right,
and top 20s, and none of that shit, because too many of us do this to pigeonhole
I agree.
Our skill set into a few different individuals, and it's been too long. Some people would disagree that there might not even be 50 great MCs, but I believe so. I believe that there is, and for you to try to say this one is better than this one, or this goes on, or this number, I wouldn't do that to the culture. Some people that I do enjoy listening to, Black Thought is somebody I enjoy listening to. He is a technician lyrically, and anybody who can do anybody's rap. Like if you can do anybody's song, you're a master at this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what I respect. I can recite anybody's lyrics to you. From the beginning of hip hop all the way up till today. Right. Now there's some people I don't listen to as much. So I don't mean each and every record or individual. But for the most part, I know everybody's shit. I could be anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's a skill set that you put into yourself. That you know that I can do everybody and me.
Absolutely.
That's hard.
Anybody. And me,
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. One quick question.
When I see that in him, so
one quick question from the chat. Someone in the chat wants to know just what do you think about the evolution of DJing and scratching, and like where it is today.
I think it's been amazing because of the technology involved in hip hop. It's become easier for the average person to become a DJ, but a turntablist,
right? Two different things.
Okay? It's two different things. It's two different things, and to be able to scratch and cut, beat, juggle, and come up with new concepts. The speed aspect is still involved very prevalently in turntablism, and that gets showcased at things like the DMC DJ battles, which happen annually around the world in different continents and things like that. And they still showcase the skill set that it takes to be an actual turntablist. And that's different from just being a DJ. And I mean, cats like Q-Bert and Apollo and Mixmaster Mike and, the DJs on this side, Rob Swift and these guys, Rock Raider, just revolutionized the art of turntablism to where I think it's the one element that's pretty much as close to the aesthetics of what it was when it started than everything else.
Back when you used to have to carry your crates of records up the stairs, there was no flash drives, no libraries, none of that.
None of that.
I respect all old school DJs just for that.
I love it because you would have to hide all your records so that people wouldn't steal your mixes.
Man,
exactly, and that's part of the mystique and part of the what I call receipts in hip hop, because at some point all guys had to do was come. The table was set already.
Right.
Okay, but some people had to set that table. All right, and I was one of the people that had to set the table. I had to drag my equipment out of my house. First, I had to acquire it. Buy it, whatever, steal it, borrow, beg, whatever, okay? And when everybody wanted to just, let's bring the set out today and help me bring it out, but nobody helped me bring it out.
Carry it, put it away,
okay?
It's a lot of labor.
And I went through trials and tribulations of that aspect of it, too. I didn't just come to a party and jump on a microphone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, my journey through hip-hop is from grassroots. I made my own flyers.
Right.
By hand. I drew the flyer. There's flyers from Casanova Fly that are in museums right now that I hand drew. So, I mean, every element of the culture I've had some kind of dalliance with at some point.
Well, we thank you for being a pioneer, and I'm super grateful to have a couple of words with you today.
Absolutely. And
hey, I appreciate you guys having me.
It might take me a couple days to like really kick in that we just talked to like a true father of this genre, but because I know everybody in this room, hip hop molded all of our lives. Yeah. So, really thank you and happy 50th hip hop anniversary.
Oh yeah, same to you guys, man. Hip hop 50 means a little more to me maybe than some people.
Right.
The fact that I've been here for over 50 years and I've seen it from its inception to where it is today. And the fact that I won't be here for the next 50, okay, makes this one all the more important. So I appreciate all the, participants of the culture, and now so in media, more so than ever, because it's important that we have shows like this, like your podcast, and people who highlight the essence of this culture that we call hip-hop. Never forget our heroes, okay? And through hip-hop, I think we'll live forever.
Well, absolutely. I will say with the foundation you laid, you will be here for the next 50.
For the next 500.
Yeah. Grandmaster Kaz, we appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. Dropping a lot of gems, and we wish you well, man. Hopefully we get you back on sometime.
Absolutely.
Anytime. Just holler.
All right, man. Have a good one, brother.
Peace.
Peace. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was. That's just a lot of.
I thought I'd just throw that out there.
A lot of gems. I mean, you had some dope questions. I mean, that's why it's good to have, bring people in, because you ask questions I forgot about straight up.
Well, you said something very important. I think we were all raised on this, so right. I know with people with me, they know me as a hip-hop historian. If there's anything I'm going to know, it's a fact about something.
Literally why I asked you to come on the show. Sure. So now that we're here, tell people about you just a little bit, what you're up to.
All right.
Everything,
Peace, love, and light. I'm Manji Reverie of Flow 107.1, Denver's back in the day station, and WuTangRadio.com. So I guess those are my main titles. Hey. I have a podcast called The Mile High Sessions where we mix some cannabis in the mix, but still have similar conversations with a lot of our our heroes.
Nice.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats, but I'm grateful to be here with y'all. And that was a really dope conversation.
Yeah,
I
man.
must say.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
That's what's up. And like one of the things we like to do is challenge our guest hosts. I know Kaz kind of like we shouldn't do top fives. We do it respectfully. You know, we ain't gonna shit on nobody.
Nah.
Sometimes we do, but that's because we just get heated in the moment. But I say we roll right on into it, Max. What you think?
So we doing top 10 or top 5?
Top 10. I got your list loaded, locked and
bet.
loaded.
So I want to add to that before anybody get their feelings hurt. The reason why he stated that is because it's very hard to take
Absolutely.
any artist and put him on a list and try to rank them. If anything, it's really an opinion-based list. So anybody that's coming in these chats pissed off about my list,
Nope.
this is my list.
Etched in stone. That's
I
it.
like my list.
You sound like him every week. I'm like the political one. I'm like, well, you didn't take this into consideration. He's like, these are ones I like.
This is what
yeah.
I personally like.
That's it right there.
But I think a lot of people will agree with some of my picks.
For sure.
Yes, sir. All right. All right. In case you don't know, this week, my girl Manji is going to be going through her top 10 female rappers of all time.
Hey.
That was hard.
It's always hard. That's kind of what makes it fun. You know, no one's going to hold you to this. So.
Okay.
But what I did notice about your list is you are a purist.
Yes.
You are a purist.
I'm a little biased to
I feel you.
what I like.
I feel you. I mean, you from New York, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're from New York, like anybody from like the birthplace of the genre has a totally different perspective on this shit. So,
Absolutely. But I still give love where it's due. But yes, most of my list is from New York or somewhere up east.
Sure.
go ahead and kick it off. Max already got your 10 up on the screen.
All right. Number 10, I put Cardi B in. I like her because she is one of the youngest and a combination of pretty much all the ladies that are on my top 10 list. She is kind of what hip hop has birthed. In my opinion, one of the better artists. I like that she's catchy. She knows how to keep a crowd. She does numbers, and she kind of understands the industry. So my number 10 will be Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Yeah, you know I rep that. Bitches step back, I'm right back on my bullshit. You can bet that. Whack hoes, I never stress that. I don't address that. Cardi B, find me anywhere to check at.
She has a voice. I mean, that's what I like about
Cardi has a presence.
She does have a presence, yeah. I mean, there's like, I know she probably doesn't write all of her stuff. There's a lot of things like that, but her album, Invasion of Privacy, that was one of my favorite albums.
I remember the
of that year.
first time I heard Cardi. So I'm not big on TV. I don't watch a lot of the shows and stuff. So I didn't see her on what was she on, Love of Hip Hop or whatever she was
I think
on.
so, yeah. And I didn't get
One of
into
them
those
shows,
either.
yeah,
so.
I was like, I don't pay attention to that. So when I heard Cardi, it was more like when she was doing the Bodak Yellow. And at that point, I was like, oh, I'm rooting for this bitch.
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
I
I
agree.
get it, girl. And just to watch her evolution from that track, that's a pretty high bar to set for yourself
Absolutely.
as
Sure.
your first song.
Sure.
That song did numbers, and just to see her be able to continue on, at least, pull good hits here every blue moon, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
So my number 9 is, a lot of people are going to disagree with this one and want her way up higher on the list, but again, I told you I'm biased. But I put Nicki Minaj on there again because
all I do is count chips.
Little
Your
clips.
money, I ain't talking about the mouse trick. These girls running like I just threw the bouquet. They know I'm headed to the top like a toupee.
So Nicki for me is like the middle point between our ladies in the 80s and the 90s and the ladies now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so
can see that.
I like her because even though I'm not big on the Barbie whole situation, again, I'm very biased about certain things. I appreciate Nicki as a rapper.
Yeah, let's just say we're just talking musically
Yep.
because we have to give that disclaimer with everybody nowadays.
Correct.
We just talking music and talent. So.
I like Nicki as a rapper.
Absolutely.
So she is my number 9. Number 8. We good.
What's the problem? Let me get to the point. I want to be like Malia, just smoke me a joint. I want to be in Chicago with the Lollapalooza. I want to have all kind of different flavors to choose from.
The Brat cracks me up.
So I like the Brat.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always loved the Brat, and I
Yeah.
told you I was gonna throw in a lady from here and there. I liked her because she was one of the first ladies to take it outside of my city and make it very mainstream somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Atlanta's that's her. She's a South. So when I thought about the South originally, obviously we got the gangsta boos and everybody that I can't leave out of this conversation. But my personal favorite, I liked the Brat when she was doing a thing with JD, and it was a different sound to hip hop.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, her verse with Missy on
She goes.
yeah,
she goes.
And like, and I mean, as a I don't, you know, after talking to Kaz, I don't even want to call myself a DJ. As someone who plays music at events and functions, Funktify gets played all the time.
That's
like that is
eternal.
it's a classic record.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
So I'm cool with the Bradley.
And it was a style. You know, remember, this is when everybody started wearing their hair in the little ponytails and the bigger. I mean, we always wore the baggy clothes as females in hip hop, but you know, it was just cool to see her do her thing. Number 7, I got Eve, baby. Can't leave
Give a shit, fuck it. Tell these pussy niggas start ducking. I got the tomahawk and I'm cutting. Get ready, cause my gun busting, yeah.
Man.
Eve was the first lady of Rough Riders. I could not leave her off of this list as a rapper in general. She was talented. Again, a different sound, a different vibe. She's from Philly, right? Yep.
Oh yeah.
And I used to love seeing Eve. She was very exotic as far as, you know, she went with a different look, like the short pixie haircut. And the, you know, it was just a vibe. Yeah. So
man, Eve needs more credit.
She does.
She is.
She'll get it.
She could bar her ass. She could bar her ass off. And I like even like when I comb through some clips or freestyles, and I'm
she's
like,
a high flow.
Eve is killing these. Like
she's going.
Like some of these, I couldn't find a good freestyle to save my life. So, but
yes.
Eve, So shout out, and also, you know, Eve was down originally with the Roots.
Yeah.
So. She's got a history in this shit. So.
And a very well-deserved one, and I think
Absolutely.
she gets left out of a lot of conversations, and I put Eve on my top 10.
Now this one is an interesting choice.
This is where you wanted me to up her on the bar. You know what? I put Erykah Badu on there because she's pretty much the queen of neo soul. She opened it up to a different type of rap. I know people will call that more soul and R&B, but I still consider Erykah Badu a rapper.
I'm cool with it. I just never thought of her as a rapper. Like I wouldn't have even considered her for a list, but it makes sense. She's got flow.
Big, my waist too small,
Smooth.
my face too cute, my game too strong, your man too close. He on my phone about these bills. Put mommy on the phone.
She fire. Like I get it.
I add her to my little list. She's my top. She's what, number 6?
You seen
All
her,
right.
Have you seen her live, Erykah?
Yeah, a few times.
I've never seen her live, but
It's a good one.
I heard it's a dope show.
She was here not too long ago.
Where at?
I don't remember.
Mission, Red
I'd
Rocks.
say within the last 6 months she was here.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, y'all missed that one. She was here. Number 5, I got MC Light. Can't have a conversation like this and not put one of our pioneers in it.
We can go all out. I ain't afraid of the sweat, but yet I bet you got the techniques to freak a girl inside out. What's that all about?
Yeah, Light.
So MC Light was cool to me because she made it cool to be a tomboy. You know what I'm saying? It was an era where you see her voice isn't high pitched. It's more like mine. You know, it's what you would expect from a typical female from New York. You know, I get tired of being called sir, but she's she's a pioneer in this. So MC Light is definitely top 5 on my list.
Does that mean you got some bars?
No, I don't.
You never. I know you.
I'm a radio personality, baby.
You being a radio host, you growing up in this shit, you've had to at least try to rap.
You know what?
At some point
you know
in your
what?
life.
He said something that Cat said something that caught my attention and made me smile. He was like, you know, when you know everybody, I could sing you any song you probably put on. I know the lyrics to all the songs because I'm a real student of hip hop.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
something I absolutely love. But as far as I ain't gonna say I ain't never sat down and wrote some rhymes, but no, I can't spit none for you because I'm not a rapper.
Everybody got that book.
I like
from high
radio.
School.
Yeah, exactly. I got it. Now it's like a poetry book. I don't know what it is now.
Same
but,
thing. Shit.
Nah, that's not my lane. My lane is the radio, and I like to listen to all of it. So
You got a solid radio voice.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 4 is Missy. He can't have a conversation
Missy,
like
you
this.
better stop it. Every flow you throw, these niggas wanna cop it. All up in my ass like tissue, they so rotten. All y'all niggas wanna taste some of my chocolate.
So Missy used to really make you think about what she was talking about. Not only that, she was one of the first females to have some crazy visuals that
She might be the GOAT of music videos in hip hop.
Period.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
she might be. Her
in general.
Outkast, I'd say, is up there. Ludacris, Busta, fucking A.
I liked her because she's hailing from Virginia, right? Yeah, Missy's from Virginia. And again, she didn't follow the traditional New York style. It was her own thing. She was able to stamp her place in hip hop, you know, as a MC, as a freaking rapper, as a producer. It's just so many different things. And like you said, her visuals were probably top of any artist.
Yeah.
She's a hybrid too.
Easy.
Like she got the vocals too. Like that's
Yep.
that's what makes her good. You know, like being able to do her hooks and then come in with a rap verse, or just she could do everything.
It's different. It's everything.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
one of the very few artists that you want to hear sing and rap and dance
Yep.
and do freaking crazy music videos.
She's got about 5 songs that I play at functions. Like
Still.
she got timeless records.
Still.
Like Get Your Freak On and Lose Control and
And all of these ladies on this list have
Work
at
It.
least one freaking record where like you'll consider it timeless, that you won't hear it at you won't not hear it at a good set. Number 3, number 1, 2, and 3 was
Foxy is
but I threw
Y'all
Foxy
boys
as my
see
number
Fox
3.
a style like I always do. Hold up the wallet on y'all
She's
chicks
so
like I'm
hard.
Amadou. You done know that's the slick shit that Nana do. Come through frontin' like 41 pair of Prada shoes.
yeah, she's hard.
Foxy. So Foxy and my number 1 were like a real tight
Oh, yeah.
race for me, just because I liked Foxy's style as a rapper. You know what
Absolutely,
I'm saying?
yeah.
For me, my favorite part about rap is the storytelling aspect part of it.
Yep.
That's why I like old school rap, because 9 times out of 10, Nas is telling you a story. Wu-Tang is
Yep.
telling you a story. Slick Rick is telling you a story about
Absolutely.
robbing people. But it was still that aspect of storytelling, which is something that I appreciate greatly in hip hop. And Foxy was a good storyteller. Everything she rapped
when I
about.
was a kid, I heard or when I guess like a young teenager, is when I heard Foxy on the Firm track with Nas and Nature, and she
man, what happened to the Firm?
She
I know, right?
washed them, and they were like some of my favorites at the time. And I'm like, yo, I showed my wife that verse not that long ago. I'm like, you got to hear Foxy just wash.
Yo,
Even
Fox
Nas,
is,
man. Like,
yes,
I mean,
exactly.
respect to Nas and everybody. I'm just like, Foxy got that track
For sure.
Nas,
For sure.
I don't know where it kind of took a turn, but Foxy still is top 3 for me as far as lyrics and just her storytelling style.
and even with Jay on Al B, man, she hangs.
I like Il Nana with Meth.
Okay, oh, yeah.
That was my joy. As a matter of fact, that whole album, Il Nana, that whole
Yeah,
album
yeah.
was a cover to cover album for me. Like I could let that play from the very beginning, and I could sing it for you all the way to the very end, just because it was set up as a story. You know what I'm saying? If you actually paid attention to the songs and the orders of everything in that album, you would understand what she was kind of talking about. But
Right.
I loved Foxy with the Firm. That was super
Yeah, the Firm.
nostalgic.
So that was what, Foxy,
Nas,
Nature,
who was it?
AZ.
AZ,
and that was Dr.
Crazy.
Dre's project, right? He brought them all together, right?
I believe.
Really?
Oh
Was it?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Well, the reason why I say that is Dre says on the track with Eminem, he's like, all you say that I turned pop on the Firm flop. Like I assume like he kind of was the architect of that.
And all of those
Interesting.
artists were dope. I like
Oh, hell
AZ
yeah.
and Nas is Nas.
He was so
AZ,
good,
Yeah.
man.
we
Slept on.
We gotta
Exactly.
find we gotta find a segment to
Extreme.
talk about AZ in
I
sometime
fuck with
because
AZ for
Sprite
sure.
commercials, all that stuff.
My number 2 is Miss Lauryn Hill. This is where everybody's probably pissed off at me
No,
and
we
say
can-
that it
no,
should have
we
been
can-
my number 1.
you know, Lauren.
She's like in her own
Yeah.
space, man. She's
one
so
of-
talented.
It's one of those things where that's why I say we gotta separate all that shit from the artist. You know, not that she hasn't done anything hurtful to people like or nothing like that, but like
She's a diva.
yeah, she.
So I love
and the
Miss
reason
Hill.
why I'm like I wish that wasn't a thing is because she's so talented. Like I don't want to even hold that.
Well,
against
people
her
are
at
gonna
all.
hold it against her because she's a woman in general, and I'll vouch for that and have that conversation. Honestly, if it took Snoop 2 hours to come out, y'all would wait the 2 hours and then freaking rock with Snoop. So when Lauren does it, everybody gets pissed off. I already know Lauren's gonna be late, so I, as a person that knows that on average it will be an hour and a half, I take my time. I let you guys rush into the venue. I post up in my little VIP
What time's
seats
the
and go about my
show start?
business.
9. Okay, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
there.
I'll be there at 11.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just saw her,
As
right?
a fan, I know that, and I'm cool with it. Yes, I saw.
You just saw her
Lauren,
most recent one.
recently. Yeah, a couple of months ago. I don't even remember what
I think it
What
was that.
show
I
she
think it was
was
that Ballerina, right?
was it.
I think it was.
Or was
yeah.
it Red Rocks? I don't know. I've seen her a couple of times here. I've seen her at the Red Rocks. I've seen her do reggae sets. I've seen
Oh,
her
yeah.
do Lauren sets. I love Lauren. For me, it was the melodic rap. She changed kind of what the face of a rapper and the sound of a rapper could sound like. You don't always, it wasn't such a hard. She's one of the first females that I can't. She's hard to describe. A pioneer. For sure.
Her
Big time.
verse on Ready or Not. We used to play that over and over.
Smash.
Back in high school and shit. Like at that time, you know, I was like, she's the dopest female MC I've ever heard.
The Miseducation is a classic.
Yeah. It's
that's
more than a
another
classic.
cover to cover.
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
Yeah, that's like a timeless.
Yeah.
Another
classic.
cover to cover album.
Diamond too. So
Not only that, she was the head of the group, and you didn't see that too often.
That's true.
Back then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hands down, the most talented.
Oh, yeah,
Like, even
for
if she
sure.
wasn't the head, nobody was
crazy.
checking for White Clef and
As far as
Bras.
I was
like,
concerned, she was the head of the group.
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
checking for Lauren. But
Exactly.
So I put Lauren as my number 2. Y'all gonna hate me for my number 1, but it's BK all day, baby. We from Brooklyn. My number 1 is Little Kim.
Chickens wanna front of me, but no not to come to me. I keep 10 Glocks, 10 rocks up in front of me, like they saying something, like they spraying something. I guess my bark on like I'm DMX or something.
Now, shout out to our boy Squizzy. He knew your number 1 was Lil Kim right away. He's like, bro, he commented on the piece like, bro, it's got to be Lil Kim. I assume y'all have that conversation before.
I have not had this conversation with Squizzy Taylor.
So he must know a lot about you to know it was Lil Kim somehow.
First of all, my favorite artist of all time is Biggie.
Of
you know,
course.
hands
I
down.
did know that.
I hail from Brooklyn, New York, so
That makes
Big
sense.
is. I got Big tattooed a couple of different times
Yep,
on my body. I represent real hard for my borough, and she was his first lady
Absolutely.
as far as Junior Mafia.
Oh, yeah.
Little C's, I had the pleasure of meeting. I actually met Big's son at Art Basel recently. What an honor!
Damn, what is his son up to? I
Oh my
don't
God,
even-
CJ is such a good kid. Like I'm so happy to see him just out doing his thing,
That's dope.
and he's out representing his father. They have a new Biggie experience that's coming out for the anniversary of his death coming up on March 9th.
Oh, wow.
So. Squizzy probably guessed Kim because I'm biased to Biggie. Biggie wrote a lot of Kim's lyrics. So I know a lot of
absolutely.
people will argue with me about that because they'll say, well, she didn't write them all herself. I'm like, well, a lot of people don't write their own damn
I don't,
lyrics.
I don't hold
You know
that
what I'm
against. I don't
saying?
hold that against rappers like a lot of people do.
Her
maybe
delivery-
a little bit, but
Yeah.
not enough.
Well, her delivery, the combination of, first of all, she's a fashionista. She was one of the first ones
One
to
of
be able
the-
to come
yeah.
outside with pasties on
And own her
get away with it.
sexuality.
Exactly.
Own that, because it was before it was like, you know, and nothing's wrong with the style of just rocking the baggy clothes, looking hip hop with the hoodies, like the MC Lights.
She
or
made
the
it
Queen
sexy.
Latifahs and,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So Little
absolutely.
Kim it was still kind of raunchy. Now don't get it twisted. That was our version of Sexy Red was Little Kim back then. But there wouldn't be no Sexy Reds and
None of
no
them.
freaking none of these people
None
right
of
now
them,
if Little Kim didn't come out with half her self-exposed. I'm being real polite.
Right.
Just again, she's one of those people where I could rap along with all of her lyrics.
Yeah.
I like the story that she was telling. A lot of them, again, written by Big, and maybe that's why I'm biased to Kim. But she's my top. So.
No, I mean, I mean, people could be upset, but that's no. Like,
Well,
come
it's
on,
my list.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I'm
exactly,
saying, like,
exactly.
like, even if you wanted to disagree, like, I kind of like in your top 5, so you can mix and match.
can mix and
Like,
match,
they're
yeah.
all legends.
I told you that was hard for me because Foxy really does write her shit. So honestly, Foxy could have been
right.
up there because she herself was writing all those lyrics. I'm not gonna say Little Kim never wrote any of her
Right.
shit, but most of the things that I like Little Kim, I knew they were coming from Biggie because I'm his number 1 fan and I know his style of rap.
Yeah.
So I'm biased to Brooklyn and I'm standing by my list.
Well, I mean, nobody holds it against Dr. Dre. So if the music's good, it doesn't bother. I don't really. How often do you look up if the MC wrote the verses anyway? You like the song, you like the song. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people won't acknowledge that, or the producers, or just the things that come behind. They're just really thinking of the song.
I think the case you can make for that is because when you're a singer, it doesn't matter if you. I mean, it does matter, I guess, a little bit. But if you're a singer, no one cares if you don't write your songs because you have to provide the vocals. And like, if the vocals ain't on key, there's no talent there. Rap, the talent to some people is in the writing because that's all it's in. Like, where else does it come from? They don't really think about the delivery
There's
and
been
the voice.
ghost writers since the very beginning of the time. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Some people, for example, my brother is an excellent writer, but he does not like crowds or people. So I would never put him in front of
No
a crowd
lot
of
of
people
those.
because that's not his thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I know I could take those lyrics and give him to Paul, and Paul might freaking murder him because he's a good, performer, whatever the case may be. So I always give credit to everybody where it's due. I don't give a damn if you're the writer, the producer, if you're the freaking bitch playing the harp in the fucking background.
You're in.
You're still part of
You're in,
this.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I
Because
agree.
I respect music.
Yeah.
So I like my little top 10. I'm
I like it.
sticking to
Like I said, I was like, she knocked it out the park. I mean, you know, I don't really ever care.
What did Squizzy win for guessing? Nothing.
I'll hook him up. He has to be watching the show, so we'll see. I don't even know if
he comes claiming for it, right?
If he comes in the chat, we'll talk about what he wins, but you know him. But no, I like the top 10. I think it's pretty close to mine. Definitely not close to yours, but yours is solid. But you know, he's got some people on there, and like. I usually go through some honorable mentions. What was the honorable mention?
My honorable mention is a new artist. And Method Man actually put me on to this young lady. She's a girl hailing from the UK. And the reason that I'm taking it overseas is because I think that people don't realize how much the rest of this world respects us as the creators of hip-hop and a culture. You know, so to see ladies in Africa or ladies in the UK or people in other parts. I lived overseas a lot, so... I'm used to hearing the different types of rap. You know, French rap is like one of the most hard bodiest rap. Don't understand shit that they're saying. But it's hard. You know what I'm saying? So my honorable mention of those top 10 for everybody to look out for is Little Sims. Little Sims is hailing from the UK. I played a clip of her before we jumped on. And the girl got metaphors, which is what I like. It's a story. It's a metaphor. It's a flow. The video reminded me very much of Missy's era of uniqueness. So if y'all haven't checked out Little Sims, she hails from the UK. Go check her out.
Someone in the chat said, I bet nobody has... wait, where'd it go? Nobody got Rhapsody in their list, I bet. That's what they said. I was like, I don't think about it. You know, there's...
Rod Digger would have... So here's my honorable mentions. Rod Digger was somebody that was originally on my list, and then I was like, shit, I got Eve on. I got to throw these. So I told you, I went back and forth. Like, I was like, I don't want to do this.
It's hard.
Rod Digger was definitely on my... If I have a top 15, Rod Digger is most definitely on there as a rapper. And like I said, her story is so honorable. If people don't know, like when she really started this out, she was pregnant. And if she didn't have a deal, she wasn't going to be able to feed this kid. So to watch her come up and her, there's a lot of people that people won't mention. But Rod Digger is definitely somebody on that list for me. Check out Little Sims. She's a new artist. I'm not a real big fan of all the newer girls. I ain't gonna say Ice Spice and all them. They get
It's too early. Even if you were, it's too early. Like I gotta see.
I
don't
see no longevity.
What about Meg? How you feel about Meg?
I don't like Meg.
You don't like Meg?
I'm not a Meg fan. And I think everybody knows that.
Is it like her music, or you don't like her flow?
I mean, she's had some good songs, so I say she's good for a hit here and there. But there's not somebody I would say 20 years from now I'm gonna be listening to Meg Thee Stallion in my freaking classic bumper her.
What about Lotto? I'm asking because I feel like those two rap a
Lotto
little
is
more
good
than
rapper.
the other ones. Yeah,
Lotto's a good rapper. Yeah, I won't put her on my top anything list, but I think for what is going on now and these young ladies, she's got a good flow. I appreciate her the E for effort.
My wife's a big fan of Chica. Do you know anything about Chica? She's dope.
Chica?
She's an independent MC. She's a part of the newer school, but she's dope. She's she keeps it real. She ain't on no bullshit. I'm sure you know.
I'm on a throwback station. My ass just be listening to the old shit.
That's how I am too. Shout out to Cyrock. That's another honorable mention. Bahamadia, old school. Remember Bahamadia?
Well, the name I couldn't tell you.
It's just straight bars. You know how that goes. But okay, we could get into the comparison.
Lady of Rage.
Shout out to Lady of Rage. Yeah.
I actually saw her recently. It was super dope to see. That's the first time I think I'd ever seen her perform, and I was rapping all those lyrics along with her.
All right, so let's
Here's
see.
the comparison.
Here's the comparison. Okay, well, I'm just gonna let you know what I got on mine.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
We'll go through yours too.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So I got DeBrat at number 10.
Okay.
So she did make my list. I got her. I feel like I couldn't get her above the rest of them. So I got Eve at number 9. Good. And honestly, I completely forgot Eve until I saw your list. I was like, yo, I can't leave off the list. Like, there's no way.
I'm seeing Left Eye and I'm mad I ain't throw Left Eye somewhere on my damn list.
Left Eye is my number 8, and my reasoning behind that is because, I'm like the person that accounts for everything. Like, you got to have the flow, you got to have the hits, you got to have the presence, the voice. Correct. Left Eye had all that shit. And, people could say, well, TLC was a group, but there's no TLC without Left Eye.
Left Eye was a rapper of the group.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
It's like, but, I don't think like TLC reaches the levels they do without any of them.
She was gone far too early.
Oh man, that's a fact. And then I got your girl at number 7, Shauna.
Hey.
Shauna. And like that's one of those personal things, because Shauna goes, bro.
She wasn't like the most successful product, but
she's mostly riding off how skilled she is.
If you're talking skills,
the first time I heard Shauna was on Wheaties with Tech Nine, and I don't fuck with Tech Nine.
I get it,
but I respect Tech's flow. I was like, he's a wordsmith. Like I just can't vibe to his whatever.
Yeah.
Shauna washed his ass, bro. Washed him out the park, and then of course her shit with Luda.
I like when the ladies wash.
I love it. I look forward to that.
Yeah, Shauna was
happening.
definitely good. Nice honorable mention.
I got Cardi at number 6. Might seem high to y'all, but Cardi's, you just can't deny it. You can't deny what she's accomplished.
No, her accomplishments. Again, it's a Cinderella story.
Yeah, and I am a fan of Invasion of Privacy. I don't know if Cardi has more albums beyond that. I'm a little out the game, but that album was fire. Like I still play it to this day.
Cardi got it out the mud, and all these ladies got it out the mud, but Cardi got it out the mud publicly. So I'm enjoying watching her evolution.
Okay, so just real quick before I finish, in the chat we got Queen Speech, Sexy Red, where's Nitty Scott, where's Young M.A., where's JJ Fad?
Oh, that's somebody young, baby.
JJ Fad, General Loves, like, come on, JJ Fad.
Hey.
You can't name another song by JJ Fad.
But the one you can is hard.
My daughter likes it because she likes Sonic, but like Supersonic, like I don't know, the mumbling at the end.
That's why I would say so. The reason that Kaz made that comment is because these lists are going to be completely biased to the opinion of the person making the list. That's why I don't really involve myself in lists and none of that shit.
I use them as discussions, like jumping off
But I like
points.
having the conversation
Right.
because all of these ladies are very noteworthy, mentionable.
Yeah.
Just in the industry, we wouldn't have the ladies now if we didn't have these ladies that came before.
And he actually had Young M.A. on his list.
Did you?
He made a quick change though, but we'll get into his. MC Light number 5 for me. MC Light's just like, she's kind of to me like the LL Cool J for women.
Yeah.
Like she was like.
that was the first concert I ever attended.
Oh, really?
My first concert was MC Light.
That's fire.
Now that was fire. So she definitely holds.
I feel like she was like, in the era where a lot of women were crossing over to being more in tune with their sexuality, she was just like barring out like the way she
MC.
It was okay to be a feminine, masculine female.
Exactly.
Like without the MC Lights, I couldn't wear Timbs and big hoop earrings and flannels and feel still comfortable in the fact that I'm a female and I like to dress up.
And don't let it fool you because she fine as hell.
Absolutely.
MC Light is the finest.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. Foxy number 4. I remember back in the day saying Foxy was my favorite female rapper.
Me too. Me too.
I got her at 4. I think that's pretty solid. Foxy's just we went into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, she could hang with some of the dudes that we put on a pedestal. So Missy number 3 for me.
For sure.
Good one. Absolutely.
You talk about someone that's done everything.
See, you put Lauren as number 2 too.
No. I mean, like I said, I didn't hold that
Me
against her.
and Paul were being attacked on the original post.
I didn't
about Lauren.
because I think people, like I said, they use that against her too much. Like I have criticism of Lauryn Hill. I'm like, I don't like that she does that, but it doesn't take away what she's done or like how dope I think she is.
What she has on wax is elite.
There isn't a woman on my list that has a better album than Misindication.
No, right.
Absolutely not.
Even close.
None of them.
And that's not even hate.
I agree.
Yeah. So Lauren, I put up there. I was watching Sister Act 2. I remember the Fugees' Ready or Not video.
Yeah.
Like, she's
a pioneer.
You gonna hate my number 1? I know you see it.
Who is it?
Who do you think it is? Nicki Minaj.
Nicki, that's right.
Listen, Nicki Minaj.
Nicki's a goat, though.
Nicki Minaj has done what no other woman rapper has done.
And what is that?
Just the level, the level she's, the numbers, the history, because like what I think hip hop being male dominated and not necessarily just like in the eyes of the people. Nicki is right there with the Drakes and the Coles and the Waynes as far as success goes and numbers and everything she's done. She's in that, like that little Mount Rushmore picture people release. It's like Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. They're like, who's the 4th for the 2010s? And nobody says Nicki because they're just not thinking about women.
Because people are haters.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, oh, it's got to be this person. I'm like, none of them have done what Nicki's done numbers-wise or albums-wise.
Right.
I remember the first time I saw Onika, because she wasn't even Nicki yet. She was Onika.
Yeah.
Mirage.
Yeah.
I used to live in Europe. My ex-husband was in the military. So a lot of the music, we didn't have no TV. I couldn't turn on freaking MTV and watch the channels there. A lot of the shit that I used to have to get brought from New York and listen to like the mixed. So I love the mixtape era with the CDs and the mixed videos.
It's an era.
Y'all remember that era?
Loved it.
So we used to, my homeboy DJ Lakeem. I'll never forget. Lakeem used to fly home like quarterly and just bring back all the DVDs with all the new music, right? And my ex-husband stayed on top of it. You know, we're a very musical family. Right. We were a very musical family. So he tells me one day, he was like, yo, there's this chick rapping on this Biggie Warning. And he knows, again, Biggie
that's the first thing I ever heard by Nicki Minaj.
Biggie is my idol. So I was like, what bitch is rapping on Warning? Yeah, exactly. What bitch is rapping on Warning? You ain't Biggie. So when he turned it on, she was this very skinny, frail. It wouldn't even look like Nicki, boy. She was so young. And it was the most purest freestyle that I think I'd seen, and that's how I will always remember Nicki as Onika. And then later on, I saw that she took on the Barbie persona, and I mean, I wouldn't make her my personal number one, but we cannot deny the numbers that this woman has done. She writes her music, even if somebody else is writing, her delivery is crazy. I like that she has Roman, her alter ego. I like the fact that she's kept the theme and fucking rocked with it. And like you said, she associated herself with Lil Wayne and Drake and just the Young Money camp. So we can't never erase her from freaking history.
And even like the points I made about Foxy and Lauren is like, she's gotten legends on tracks. She's got them. Like on Monster, she washed Jay, Kanye.
All kinds of people.
That verse is legendary. She's washed.
Monster was.
Even Ludacris on a song. So, but
I can't wait. She's coming here. I'm gonna definitely pull up to that damn show.
Now, there's some things about her personally I don't really fuck with nowadays, but I took it out.
Whatever.
So I feel you though, but
I could point out something probably about every artist.
I say that all the time. Yeah,
you know, Foxy fighting people at nail salons. Freaking, we got. You know,
that should be a game. I'll pick the rapper. Kim, you tell me what they've done.
I feel like Kim was beautiful. She didn't have to go under the knife.
For her, that's
2 hours late.
Yeah, for Kim, that's I just feel bad for her. She had her own personal reasons for that. I don't knock it.
I hate that because she was beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes.
And she's still beautiful now, but I hope that just in the future people learn to love themselves and not have to go through as much of that. Yep. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Kim, but she was definitely gonna stay my number damn.
You won't be able to hold yourself together.
Oh man, I've seen her a few times perform, so she's always a vibe for sure. But I think you got a good solid list. I ain't mad at your list. Let's see yours. What you got?
See, Fo's got some different tastes. Okay. He likes the South. You can tell. Okay. I mean, you're number 10, but he got Remy Ma.
Good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine. let me just put that out there. It is my favorite.
She got bars,
and a lot of it has to do with skills.
Right.
This list.
Of
course. Let me just preface that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then your number 9 is the one you swapped out, right?
What is it?
You had Young M.A., but you swapped it with Lil Kim.
I had to. I didn't even think about
realize
it.
He left out.
I had to.
It happens all the time. I do that. I do that shit too, but I don't have to consult with anybody. I just change it on my own.
I texted you. I was like, yo, fuck that. Let me change this list real quick.
So you got Lil Kim at 9.
Yeah.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, she can move up and down this list. All these people could, you know what I mean? But
tell them your number 8.
Who is it?
Trina.
Ooh, Trina's a good one.
I love Trina.
Baddest bitch. Okay.
She makes some dope music.
You always loved Trina.
I've always liked her. She's always been one of my favorites.
Always loved Trina.
Yeah.
I rock with Trina. Yeah. I like her longevity too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Trina is another one of those people who paved the way for a lot.
Yeah, can't. For the South, for sure.
Absolutely.
Like I said, Gangsta Boo, Trina. Who else did we have? Who do we have with I can't see. I always stay stuck to the north. I'm trying to think.
From the
of
South,
all the camps, you got, I mean, every group back then pretty much had a first lady.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I love the aspect of it was all dudes and then the one because I'm kind of used to it being like that. You know, that's nothing unusual for me. It's what I grew up with.
Speaking of Gangsta Boo, that's his number 7.
There you go.
Gotta be.
Hey, Gangsta
Gotta
Boo.
be.
I know I had to throw. I just
like where did that come from? Like where
3-6 Mafia.
Just so 3-6. So you just
that's how I found her, and I've always liked 3-6 Mafia. So that stuck with me, and then I met her. And
you met Gangsta Boo?
I
How
did.
did I know this?
Check this out. I think it was
fire. Rest in peace, by the way.
It was at one of our shows. She was coming to support somebody that was on the bill. Yeah.
What show? So I was there. And
you were there.
You didn't come get me
I'm
and
pretty
say,
sure you were
Gangsta
there.
Boo wants to.
She was outside just walking around up in Boulder, and I was like, hold on.
That's Gangsta Boo.
What?
That's wild. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Eve. 6.
Gotta
Of course.
have her.
So
Of
we're
course.
all. I mean, we're all.
You know who we didn't mention, and I'm mad at myself. We can't not throw Queen Latifah on there.
she's in the chat. I was gonna get to her later. Like, just honorable mention. Shout out to Truth, but
Word.
yeah,
Yes.
Queen Latifah, absolutely.
Truth 719. Queen Latifah is probably still up there top
I just
5.
feel like
It's
Queen
just a lot of
made
people
her
on my list.
mark in
And
more
the-
than just hip hop.
correct.
Like she kind of gave it up a little
Movies
early. Yeah,
and everything,
absolutely.
correct. So that's the only reason I didn't really put her on my top.
But Queen as a presence.
Without her, we couldn't have done this.
As a presence, like I feel like if you were in a room with Queen Latifah, she would make you feel so comfortable.
UNITY was my joint.
So hard.
Yes,
And-
most definitely.
And then with the Moni Love,
that
shout
era.
out to Moni Love too. Like,
Exactly. I told you, as we go down this rabbit hole, I'm going to keep throwing people out.
This is what happens. Lauryn Hill. So this is your top 5.
Go
Lauryn
ahead,
Hill,
sorry.
number 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You
wanna
already
go through
know.
them, or you want me
You
to
already go ahead. I can't even.
DeBrat, number 4.
Of course.
Nikki, number 3. So you got Nikki up there.
You have to.
You're kind of on the same.
You have
can't
to.
leave her off the
Yeah,
list.
you have to.
Missy, number 2.
Good one.
And your number 1 is totally biased.
It's 100% biased.
Who's
Shauna,
his
number
number
1.
Shauna.
Shauna, number 1.
Okay, it's not success. Like I said, she's my favorite.
We're going to have to get him a Shauna interview.
Yeah.
We did like a bracket of this like a couple years ago. Shauna won it just because of his influence.
Right,
I'm
so
like,
hard,
no,
dude.
like stop.
I was like, that doesn't count.
Yeah,
Got fucking
yeah.
Lauryn Hill at the top of this. No, all those lists, again, when I had to sit down and think of all the ladies, God, just so many of them kept coming to me. But my list obviously is biased to my taste in music.
Right, absolutely.
As I think all of these lists are.
sure.
Like, I hate seeing the complex list and they go through. I'll be looking at the, like, Redman was number 49. I'm like, get the fuck out
are
of
you
here.
talking about?
What?
See,
That's
that-
top 10, period.
They are
What do you
overly
think?
political though. See,
Yo,
like,
this is
I think you could
crazy.
add a
You're
little
right.
bit of that into your like I do that a lot. But you overly political, you're gonna have like Vanilla Ice in your top 20.
Yo, I'm like,
'cause
why
he
is
has
Vanilla
numbers.
Ice in this motherfucker?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you
Like, I'm not
can't-
counting him.
You can, I don't think you should go one way too
Yeah, y'all
far.
remember Complex did what was it,
yeah.
a top 100 or a top 50 list?
The Rolling Stone just did one,
or was
right?
it Rolling
I think
Stone?
it was
It was
even
one
bigger
of
than
them.
Complex. I think it was Rolling
Oh
Stone.
my
100
God!
of them, right?
Yeah, it was something like that, and I was so pissed off reading that damn list. I said, "Man, fuck this list. Who put this shit together?"
So, being from the East, how do you feel about West Coast rappers?
I love the West Coast.
So, like, I think they had Cube
So I
in the
was an
top
army
15.
kid. I was a
Okay.
military brat, so I moved around a lot. So I've actually got to experience hip hop from more than just my little corner of the world.
Did you ever hate on the West, even on some like?
I hated the
adolescent shit
West
during
when
the-
there was the East and West
Yeah,
freaking beef.
that's what I mean.
That's how Biggie got killed. So I definitely had my feelings about that. But I never hated the West because I loved artists like Pharcyde. I was a big fan of
Yes.
Snoop. You
Yes,
know,
of course.
Snoop was a hell of
You
a
could
like
not-
you
not
could
have been
not
a fan
bring
of Snoop
gangster
back
rapping. Dre is Snoop. Again, it was a different sound than
Right.
what we were accustomed to.
100%.
So no, I've never been a hater to none of the genres. What I don't like is I don't like this trap shit they got going on right now. So I don't really. I think Pop Smoke was like my borderline. I like
in-
Pop,
yeah,
and then
Pop
they
is
killed
dope.
him. So
Rest
there
in
was a wrap
peace.
for that. Exactly. Rest in peace. As a matter of fact, his anniversary was this week. I think it's been a couple of years.
Damn,
bummer,
yeah, that
man.
shit flies. by.
So
How do you feel about it, Iggy Azalea? No, it's just, it's just like
we
don't even-
cutting this show right here. Not putting that on no list.
I'm gonna pull up this.
What you got?
I'm gonna pull up this bracket of MCs. Hold up, I just want to see like anybody we forgot.
Truth pulled out the Soleil. You remember her?
Yes, of course, Soleil.
She had some shit.
If it's now 5, 6, 7, 8 in the
Yeah,
morning.
that shit was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, I don't give a damn about that. That was my shit back in the day.
Trying to think.
So we got Lady. We mentioned Lady Rage. Shout out to
Honorable
her.
mention, yep.
I mentioned Bahamadia. You mentioned Raw Digga. No Name. You fuck with No Name? Neither one of y'all. She's dope. She's like on the end of Snow the Product. Gotta show love to the Chicana.
She's dope.
She
dope.
got bars.
She got some shit.
She
for
got
sure.
some bars. I thought about her in mind, but Dej Loaf. Actually, I don't even
Yeah,
know what
Dej
happened.
Loaf is dope.
What happened to Dej
That's
Loaf?
a good question because she was
Yeah.
fucking dope.
Because this is on the bracket from like a
Throw
couple
her on
years
my
ago.
honorable mention list.
The Pioneer, Roxanne Shante.
Oh yeah,
Gotta show
Roxanne,
love.
for sure.
Gotta show love to that. We mentioned Jean Grey. How you feel about Jean Grey? It's the silence. Oh shit. Okay. I mean that speaks volumes. I feel you. So Jean Grey, Young
Asia
M.A.,
Black, shout
Doja
out.
Cat. How you feel about Doja Cat?
Doja.
So Doja's love hate for me.
I feel
I
you.
like her flow. I think she's very talented. I think that the weirdness, deters a lot of people, but I think she's dope. I actually like
Yeah,
Doja.
I think she's talented.
Correct.
Now, what she uses her talents for, sometimes it's hit or miss.
It's weird
but
sometimes.
she does got
but
talent.
She just did that Paint the Song. What is it? Paint the
song's
Town
fire.
Red. That shit is fire.
Paint the Town Red is fire.
I'm like, I don't care. She still got hits.
Jem Boogie said Asia Black. Shout out to Asia Black from Colorado.
For sure.
We used to get down with the reminders a lot. Let's see, Salt and Pepper. How do we forget about Salt and Pepper?
We can't forget about
We all did.
We did.
Because we're biased to. I mean, and Salt and Pepper was my early. Yes, my childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Jams.
So we can't leave them out of there.
They
So
got
definitely
hits.
honorable mention. I
just-
wouldn't put them as my top.
I just listened to the Kid and Play interview on, I think it was like Vlad or something, and I didn't realize like how much they came up with Salt and Pepper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I forgot about that connection. So yeah,
Definitely honorable mention to Salt and Pepper. Spinderella.
And I think the only other one we didn't mention was Ladybug Mecca.
Okay, nah, we can't leave her off this list. I'm like, thank you for
you said that
honorably
10 times, so we got
mentioning
another
it.
10.
So there's another top 10 for me. Big salutes to all the ladies, and I like the ladies that are currently doing their thing as far as like Rachel Bailey locally, you know, just
Shout out
different
to
people.
Rachel.
I like watching the evolution of all of this. So for me, I will always be biased to what I grew up with just because there's a lot of good memories and times tied to that. But I'll never knock the newer artists. Sure. I might not listen to them.
Yeah, I feel you.
Nah, I try to give everybody a shot. But my honorable mention is Little Sims. Y'all go check her out.
Yep.
And y'all can listen to
Okay.
me on 107.1 Monday
Okay.
through
Let's
Sunday.
go.
I'm
Yeah,
plugging
you got-
myself 10 to 3.
So we got about 20 minutes. So
We're still on? Okay, good.
Yeah, we're still on. We dive into this game called Mount Rushmore. So I got topics. This is a little pump right here. Basically, it's what it sounds like. We all know what Mount Rushmore is. It's like we pick the topic. We have to kind of go through what we think the Mount Rushmore is of that topic. So
Okay.
let's go, Max. Shout out to Max too on the boards.
Big shout.
Max 10, the next Usher, right?
Allegedly.
Pretty big shoot.
Did you know Max? He's rehearsing. He's
he
singing.
got
He
some
dancing.
stuff,
He's like. I didn't even know that. I saw his IG. I was like,
I wish
what's up.
Usher. Did y'all see that band that did what was it, a high school band or a college band? Somebody
I think it was
had
the
did-
HBCU band,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish he would have brought them out for the damn Super Bowl. They
Man.
bodied their little Usher performance. If y'all haven't seen it, go Google it. But
What-
whatever school that was, much love, salute to them.
what do you think of the Super Bowl performance before we get into this?
I think that I was watching an Usher concert at a football game.
Yes. What'd you think?
Same.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he was on Breakfast Club. He's going through like all the people he showed, like paid homage to. He's like, y'all didn't catch this. I paid on this part. I did James Brown and all. I'm like, shit. Like, so he put time
bodied
and
that.
effort into it. You got to give it to him.
He said that he extended his residency in Las Vegas just so that they had no choice
man.
but to choose him as the
chess
halftime
move.
show.
Chess move.
Very smart gentleman. I can't wait to see when he comes out.
that was up there with the best for me. But maybe it's just because I grew up on him. But he's a performer, so
Usher, like Chris Brown, y'all, I don't care how they keep trying to knock him out of the conversation. He's definitely one of the greatest artists that we've had in our lifetime.
Easily.
He's the best dancer.
For sure. 1,000.
Wait. What?
Easily.
What? That's what?
Dancer.
Like, what do you mean?
Like-
Ever?
Like in terms of singers that dance,
Ever.
No.
he's the best ever.
We doing this?
So
Like,
do
that
it.
was
Let's
a little-
do it. Talk to him.
See, we were like all in this kumbaya state, and you all have to just say some shit. Now we're like,
He's the best.
he's
true,
not
though.
the-
When it
is.
comes to singers that dance,
we're not doing this.
pure dancing ability,
Explain your side.
he's the best
Hold
ever.
on, let me
That's all.
just make sure I'm understanding what Max is saying. You're saying he is the best singer dancer ever. As a person who sings and dances, he's the greatest that ever lived.
No, okay. I'm saying as a person that sings and dances. When we look at just the dancing side,
He's the best.
he's the best dancer
There's no question.
that ever sang.
I don't understand.
There's
what we're
no
doing.
question.
I don't know. Usher would be the only person that I would have pinned him up against. And Michael, obviously.
I feel like he'll watch.
Michael.
He'll
MJ.
watch.
Michael not exist?
No.
Correct. Without
And I'm a Mike
Michael.
Stan, but dancing,
Yeah.
he's not fucking with Chris.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Michael was
The show is going so well. So well.
It's
I
it's
got
just
hot.
the
I had to take my
evolution.
jacket
It is.
It's just the evolution
Chris
of
is
dance.
breakdancing.
All right.
He's backflipping.
We don't got to argue. I'm going to
Sure.
say one
Pure
thing just to
simple. Pure
combat
simple.
this. Michael took influence from so many different people and formed his
Well,
own
you
style.
talk about James Brown.
Well, hold on.
We're talking about.
Yeah, James Brown, Fred Astaire, Jackie Wilson. He took all these inspirations and he formed his own style.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody after Michael is forming their style from Michael.
So what?
That doesn't mean
That
nothing.
doesn't
though.
mean he's
not
the
mean
best.
How does that not mean
LeBron's
that?
still better than Jordan.
Agreed, but what is that going to do?
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
No, Jordan came in with his style. I don't know if he
Innocence.
took anybody. He wasn't playing like Larry Bird. But Okay, we're gonna talk. We'll talk after the show, Max. We're gonna have to deal with this.
I agree though.
Thank you.
I'm with you.
Oh,
though.
thank you, Fo.
I'm with you.
But you're not a mic guy. You've never been a mic guy.
I see greatness, but there's better.
I'll take Chris Brown as a dancer over Usher, just as a dancer.
But that's what we were talking
That's what I'm
about.
saying.
That's what we're saying.
were talking about
and
dancing.
Mike though.
He said
And
singer.
Mike.
He said singer and
Nah,
dance.
it's just the dancing portion
Just the
of
dancing
that.
portion of that. He
Now,
wipes
best
everybody.
everybody.
but we still have to give him credit. Like, he's been out since he was like 15, 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's got like 50 million freaking albums. He's probably one of the most sold artists.
For sure.
Probably holds top spots on Spotify.
For
so
sure.
the argument is definitely there that he's definitely one of the GOATs for sure.
I
But
saw Usher.
I was talking about dancing.
I saw Usher come out on the Michael Jackson 30th anniversary special, and he got washed by Michael next to him.
Because
standing next to
here's
him.
the thing though, because he's literally like
you
trying
can't
to
pretend
copy.
to be Michael. Exactly.
He's trying to copy the guy that's there.
All right. I'm not mad at it. If like you were gonna say anybody, it has to be one of those
That's
three in the
like
modern
the
era.
imitation. Exactly.
But yeah, those guys are up there. Yeah,
No,
for
no
sure.
MC Hammer. I'm just playing.
Nah.
Maybe energy wise.
All right, so Mount Rushmore. The first one we got is the Mount Rushmore of Jay-Z songs.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Like, what?
Jay-Z.
Oh,
Hold on.
my
You want me to
God.
pick what the top 4? Is that what we're
It
doing?
could be. It could be what, just your personal opinion, but you know that's why we do this.
Oh my
That's a hell of a
I'm out on
freaking
this one.
category.
What?
Said I'm out on this one.
No, you gotta be in. Well, what's the okay? Start simple. What's the first one that came in your head?
Oh my god.
Girls.
I gotta
Girls?
go. What?
Big Pimpin' popped in my head right away.
Of course.
Right away.
Of course.
Is that in? Is that?
Or 99 Problems.
You know,
I'm thinking like
I like 99 Problems. I feel like it's a little overrated. Rick Rubin's production is
for
just,
sure.
like, very.
I'm with you.
You know,
It's the same. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
that was a Beastie Boys song, but
Hard Knock Life.
Hard
That's
Knock
crazy.
Life. That's in there. It's got to be.
Crazy.
That's a reserved. Are you with that?
Yes, we're
Okay.
gonna add hard.
The
Knock
Watcher
Life.
has a
That's the
place
Watcher
in my
2,
heart.
though.
Or
That's the
Watcher,
Watcher
yeah,
2,
yeah.
though.
That has a piece of me.
Yeah, so it's like a personal favorite.
Yes.
What about Dead Presidents?
Of course. That's right
We gotta
there.
say
That's
of
number
course.
one for me.
Okay, now I gotta think. There's Dirt Off Your Shoulder.
Nah.
What?
Nah.
Timbo, man. Hard Knocks. So someone said
I
Hard
liked Encore.
That's a
I was a
fantastic
fan of
song.
Encore.
His or with Linkin Park.
I like the Lincoln.
I love when they were doing that. When they were doing that whole thing.
It's the best.
When they were doing that whole thing, that shit was fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Money ain't a thing.
Man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's tough.
So I'm gonna take it back to like his earlier
Yes,
albums because that's
please.
Reasonable Doubt,
Yeah.
The Evils.
Dead Presidents 2, Brooklyn's Finest. So that whole album was a cover to cover.
My favorite on that album was The Evils.
D.
I love
That's
that song.
incredible.
Yeah. That's like-
I like Can't Knock the Hustle. That was good on that album.
what about his Pharrell stuff?
What
like,
was that joint where he's saying Can I get a
Oh, can I get it?
Oh,
that's what it's
that's-
called.
Can I?
that one's
that
up
was
there
my
too for
shit.
me.
Yep, that was definitely my
that's-
shit.
You can't-
Jay-Z is hard. He's got some like I could
How
put
does he come in? He's
60
like, "Can I
songs.
get it in the morning
When I give it, you have a
my
don't
dog.
even
Yeah,
worse.
you
If I was
went
broke, would you want me?
That's the song that introduced Ja Rule, right?
If I could
before he turned.
Reds.
It ain't even a question.
Yeah, he
am
went-
I dope?
yeah.
Like that was when he was rapping. What about I Just Want to Love You with Pharrell?
Yeah,
Love that song, too.
definitely.
Hustler, baby.
So that's probably one of my favorites. I'll put
Okay,
that up
I'm
there.
cool with that one.
I'll put that up there.
So far, I'm throwing out.
I like Dead Presidents. We'll put that up there.
Okay, well that's up there. So we got Dead Presidents, I Just Want to Love You, Big Pimpin', and
So I like
Hard
Big
Knock
Pimpin'
Life.
as a song, but I wouldn't say Big Pimpin' was like my top freaking. Yeah, I've heard him do.
what about Empire State of Mind?
That's a newer one.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
It's okay.
shit, I'd be forgetting about the new era.
You know my top Jay-Z song?
What is it?
Song Cry.
Dang.
I mean,
There's my top.
I would say that's his most emotional song.
I like that song.
We had an emotional top 10.
You had an emotional
Yeah,
top
like songs
10.
that make you, like Dear Mama was my number one. One Mic by Nas it's like those songs that can get you into tears.
Yeah, Song Cry was is definitely one of those. Again, I told you I like stories. I'm a story person, so anything where I'm hearing stories, I'm
True
happy.
said Pimp C didn't want to do Big Pimpin'.
He did not. Pimp C didn't want to be in that music video. So when you
crushed that
see
shit,
him, he is completely separate from everybody else because they were flying somewhere
true.
to do that music
true.
video, and then he decided he didn't want to do that.
What about Renegade?
Ooh, Renegade was good.
Can we pick a track
So,
he gets washed on?
Eminem, Eminem kind of washed him on that track, but
So
It's a fire record.
did you think that before Nas said it?
Yeah.
That Eminem murdered you
I
on
did.
your...
I think that was like the consensus at that point.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Renegade was a good one. The Blueprint album, you know, like for me, it would be like which Jay-Z albums belong on the
The
fucking
Blueprint is
record.
the Blueprint is the best, is my favorite.
Yeah, I like the
that's
Blueprint,
number one
most
for me.
definitely.
Because Heart of the City is one of my favorite Jay-Z songs.
Definitely.
Ain't no love. Yeah. That's Kanye
Heart
production. So,
Yep.
all right, well, go ahead, Fo. I don't know
Okay.
because we get into about 6, so we ain't gonna settle on Jay-Z songs.
No, we're not.
This one's worse. Biggie song.
Same thing, right? No, it's just
So, Warning is on this Mount
hold on.
Rushmore for me.
What
You
is
can't throw
that?
it out that fast.
What is that?
Hold on. Okay, so Big Papa.
My number one, Sky's the Limit.
Good
That's
one.
such a good song, dude.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
All right, let's start with the hits. Just for now. Big Papa, is that in there?
Yeah, I'd put Big Pop up there.
Hypnotize.
Yep.
Juicy.
Oof.
Yep. And Warning.
Juicy's definitely up there.
So what? Do we just
Now,
get to
well, okay, so we could do a couple of Mount Rushmores for Biggie. So, because you got his commercial, you just named the 3 commercial, the most Juicy,
Is that your nickname?
Hypnotize, but yes, Juicy is my nickname.
More
Juicy,
money, more problems.
Hypnotize, those are all commercial songs. If we're talking Biggie, just Biggie, I like Warning, I like Story to Tell, I like Suicidal Thoughts, and I like
What about the
Ten
one
Crack
more
Commandments.
chance remix?
That is so good.
Biggie,
So
give-
good.
I like
This
the
verse.
original One More
I mean,
Chance.
both of them.
Biggie, give me one more chance.
I like-
Biggie, give me one more chance.
When that verse is like, stress Lexus is the sex is just
the back and lip from the back.
like
I
that.
get deeper
He's so
and
good.
deeper. Help you reach the.
What about see, one of my sleeper picks for Biggie, and it's one of my favorite Biggie songs and Jay-Z, is I Love the Dough. I love that song.
Yes, good one.
Long Kiss Goodnight is one of my favorites
Okay.
by far.
So
I like the
Juicy,
10 Crack Commandments as
Fucking
far
A.
as just
Everyday
that's-
Struggle.
anthem.
Everyday
Yeah.
Struggle. Like,
Again, this is one of those artists where you need like 6 Mount
give me
Rushmores.
give me the Lou. Give me the Lou.
Yeah, it's too hard.
All right, well,
Story to Tell and Warning are like my top 2 favorite
Warning
Biggie
is so
songs.
hard.
I'm cool with Warning for
Yeah,
you.
fuck with
I'm cool with
Warning.
Warning
So
for you,
hard.
and then we'll put Juicy on there, and then I'm gonna
Well,
say
again, Biggie's just the best storyteller of all time. There's not another person that
No
you could
doubt.
throw an album on. I could close my eyes and picture every single word that he is telling you.
he's a legend.
No doubt.
I don't know anybody that don't.
So, like I
respect
said, we just did the commercial one, and then we did our picks as far as the gangsta
Oh,
Biggie.
Notorious Thugs.
So good.
I mean, it's kind of a bone song, though.
Sure.
Kind of like More Money, More Problems. Like
Great
that's
song.
like a feature, though.
Yeah.
So
I like the feature, but I liked him better with Meth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with
Oh.
you. So okay, I'm gonna say Warning, Hypnotize, Big Papa, and Juicy.
Meth was the what, right? Yeah. It
Yeah,
was the what.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool with
That
that?
shit is hard. Yeah.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah, we could agree.
Yeah.
We could agree on that.
We could agree on that.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Who we got?
We might have time for one more.
One more.
Possibly 2. We'll see. See how long this one goes.
We got hip hop movie soundtracks. Woo, that's a good one. Above the rim, baby.
Yeah, that's one.
Putting
for
my
sure.
above the rim on there.
That's number one.
Okay, this might be a little difficult though, because there's some that pop in my head, but then I kind of draw a blank.
Okay,
So the other one that pops in my head is Space Jam.
Oh, that was cute.
Hit 'em high, hit 'em high, like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that on my Rushmore, but
Okay. I'm all ears.
so we're
No, I believe
hip
I
hop
Can Fly is on
soundtracks.
here.
Love and Basketball.
True said Dangerous Minds.
In Too Deep.
Dangerous Minds was a
Dangerous
good one.
Minds was a good one.
In Too Deep was a good one, so we can't leave that
Damn,
off.
In Too Deep was
I forgot
fire.
about that. Yeah, exactly.
Belly.
Mile.
Belly.
Belly.
8 Miles gotta be in there.
Belly
Yeah.
was good.
let's see, Set It Off, Friday.
Set It Off
Yep.
was crazy.
Friday was a good soundtrack.
But Friday was like, that wasn't like a really,
Friday.
it wasn't like a hip hop soundtrack. It had a hip hop song. That was like some old school shit.
Had like Rick James on
yeah,
it.
you had Isley Brothers on there.
I don't know, but I
Yeah.
still want to go smoking. I might smoke to that later.
But then you did have the
My top one was most definitely Above the Rim. I think that was
I'll
my
give-
favorite.
I'll agree with that.
That's easy.
I'll agree with
That's
that in the
easy
first
word.
slot. He's saying Office Space. I don't remember Office Space.
I don't know.
Soundtrack.
Might be hard though.
So I'm thinking of hood movies. So like Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
did that
me
have?
too.
Did that
I was
have
thinking
a?
of those
Did that
movies.
have
A soundtrack?
I mean, it had to, right?
Yes. Juice had a soundtrack. Can't leave Juice
Big
out of
Daddy
this
Kane,
conversation.
Rakim, like Juice is
Yep.
pretty hard.
I like Juice on that.
Fuck,
Mount
that's
Rushmore.
a good one.
Does Get Rich or Die Trying count?
Absolutely. That's why we counted
Yeah.
8 Miles, so you could
Yeah.
count that one.
I like that one. I'm not mad at it. I wouldn't put it on my top soundtracks.
The
But
reason why I like Get Rich or Die Trying is because it was not any of the songs from the album Get Rich or Die Trying. He made like all new songs, and I was like, this shit goes pretty hard. I don't know if it'd be in the
boy.
fire.
Yeah, I love that one.
Like I'm saying, like Window Shopper.
this is a hard one too, though.
It is, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would definitely put Above the Rim on there.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got that
That's
one.
one.
I don't know. I'm
Juice.
cool with Juice.
Think
Juice
is a
has to
good
go.
one.
So wait, do we? I liked 8 Mile, but I don't know.
Me
how people
too.
feel about
I did
that. How you
too.
feel about 8 Mile?
8 Mile was a good movie. It was a good soundtrack. I don't know if it would be my Mount Rushmore, but I liked it. I appreciated that.
I'm trying to think.
is
That's
a
what I said.
hard one.
Yeah, it's like
Love It Basketball was one for me, but again, that wasn't really.
Light as a Rock was in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Who else?
Was
Good
it
hood movies.
Menace
Good
to
hood movies.
Society, MC8?
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to think of the soundtracks. 'cause
Fuck
That's what we're
childhood is
picking.
like-
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking of hood movies because all hood movies had.
That's all I'm looking at. The hood movies.
We said Dangerous Minds, but Freedom Riders had a dope hip hop soundtrack.
Yeah,
there was
for
like
sure. I
Tupac
like that
and
too.
Diggable Planets shit on there. Like, so any of those movies where a white teacher saves all the color people of color kids.
Lean on Me.
Yeah,
all
there
those
you
good.
go. Like, white savior flicks always have.
I would say Friday.
Good soundtracks.
Friday?
I'd put Friday up there.
It
Why
has
not?
really. That was a really good soundtrack. Whether it's hip hop or
I can only think of 2 songs on that soundtrack that were hip hop: "Keep the Heads Ringing" and "Friday" by Ice Cube. What else?
those were big
Oh no,
records.
Hoochie Mama.
Very big records, dude.
Just thinking about the songs in the movie, if those.
Yeah.
I can't even remember right now what the hell was on that soundtrack. It's
Well,
been
the
so
beginning
long.
was the Isley Brothers, the "Trying to See Another Day," and then there was Curtis Mayfield. That's what I said. That was like all over the place. I'm cool with it though. That's a lot.
Mary Jane from Rick James.
Yeah,
That's
it has-
soul funk right
Yeah,
there.
that one wins.
Friday
for
was
me.
a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
All right, so Friday
Oh,
above the
hold
rim.
on. What's the one with? Oh my God, and it's gonna piss me off when I remember this later. DMX, Aaliyah.
Cradle, not Cradle.
To the
Is it Cradle?
Is it the Cradle to the Grave or
With
something like that?
It's Cradle.
Jet Li.
yes, hold
Yeah,
on.
Romeo Must Die.
It was the one where Back in One Piece.
Exit Wounds.
Dun, dun. Was it? No.
It's Cradle. It's got to be the Cradle to the Grave or Exit Wounds.
Or Romeo Must
Back
Die.
in Peace
I don't
was
think-
Romeo Must Die. There you go.
X was in Romeo Must Die. I don't remember that.
The song Back
Oh,
in
you
One
mean his
Piece.
song.
We're talking about soundtracks, right?
Oh yeah, I thought you were saying a movie with X and Aaliyah and like they were in the movie. I was like, okay, so that makes sense. Romeo Must Die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
definitely
Sorry,
Romeo Must Die.
we thought we were still doing soundtracks.
No,
Yeah.
we are doing soundtrack. I was
Okay.
confused. No, we're good. Someone said
So I don't know about that whole album, but that was my song on there, so I appreciate that.
Super Hose. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either.
Well, I think you got one more.
All right, we'll do one more.
Pull it.
All right.
Biggie was fun though.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Mount Rushmore of rap duos.
Redman and Method Man.
That's what,
Hey.
so this does not have to be that they started together. This can be 2 people that formed up later. I don't give a shit what.
Okay.
Eric B and Rakim.
You see how she's like, I'm just gonna sit there and that's
Red
what's
and
gonna
Meth.
be.
Exactly. I'm gonna just
Red
tell
and
you
Meth
mine
for sure.
Red and Meth for sure. Okay,
Yep.
Outkast. Hello.
Oh, most
For
definitely.
sure.
Definitely
For
Outkast.
sure.
Met and Ref and
Big-
Outkast.
Those
Big
2.
Boy, Andre, Doc and Meth.
2 more.
Dre and Snoop.
I mean, did they do like a whole thing
I mean,
together
but they
though?
are like a.
They're like
they
a duo.
are a team, though.
They're kind of like a. Okay,
Chronic.
fine.
I don't know.
We'll
I mean,
pull them-
I'm
we'll pull them
thinking
out of
about it. I'm thinking about
Eric
it.
B and Rakim.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah, Eric B and Rakim. Duos.
The
Duos
2 that
are
came to
hard.
mind for me were Crisscross and Kid and Play.
I would not put them on my Mount
I
Rushmore.
don't think they'd be on my Mount Rushmore, but there's
Yeah.
no slander for either
there's
one
no
of those.
slander for none of that at
Kid and-
all.
Shout out to Kid and Play, Crisscross.
Shit.
Rest
Duos.
in peace, Crisscross.
Duos. Let me think of my duos. Okay.
Rap duos. So you could, I would say you can count Kanye and Jay-Z because Watch the Throne. They did a whole album together.
I mean,
Yeah, but I don't know if they're a duo.
they're not a duo.
I mean,
They're just
that
teamed up.
album was fun. I mean, but like Men and
Wasn't fire.
Ref just
Well, if
teamed
that's
up.
the case, I could do R. Kelly and freaking Jay Z.
We don't do R. Kelly around here.
But constantly teamed up.
There is the
So
correct.
okay, so
is the difference like
criteria. So consistently
consistently a duo.
Consistently a duo.
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Okay, well, obviously we got the first 2 slots settled. Meth and Red and Outkast.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm cool with Eric B. and
Eric B. and
Rakim.
Rakim should
You
be on
gotta
that
show
list.
them
They're the
that.
Mount
Okay.
Rushmore.
Now it gets hard.
Who's
It
number
gets kind of
4?
hard from here. Because there's
Duos.
groups, but they ain't just 2.
right.
No,
What about
I had.
8-Ball and
That's why I'm
MJG?
taking
8-Ball and
MJG. I will add A-Ball and
Let's
MJG.
go.
Hold on, really?
Let's go. Yes, absolutely.
You sure we don't stick with that?
UGK.
I can't think of nobody else.
No, he just he
UGK?
did it. It's UGK, bro. You can't tell me 8-Ball and MJG's above UGK.
Cypress Hill.
That's
Wait, that's more than 2.
3.
Yeah, that's 3.
exactly.
It's so far it's UGK. It has to be UGK.
MJ.
It has to.
8-Ball and MJG's hard though.
Fuck. Yeah, UGK.
Timberland and Magoo.
No, I'm speechless on that one. I mean, rest in peace, Magoo.
That was a great album.
It
I will
was
say,
a
but
fucking great album. I wouldn't put them on my Mount
Yeah,
Rushmore.
it was like Timberland and Magoo. I mean, are
But-
either one of them good rappers?
I'm
Ghost
trying
and
to think
Ray.
of duos. Ghost
no,
and
see,
Ray is a
Wu-
go. They're
Wu-Tang
a
is
good
hard,
duo,
'cause
but it's hard because you
they
it's
branched
all
out,
of them
yeah.
and then all of them in one. Like if you would have said group, I only would have said Wu-Tang as far as I'm concerned. You know.
Yeah.
But
Salt and Pepper. Someone said Drake
That's a good one.
Drake and
Okay.
21 Savage. They got that whole project.
No, I don't like that.
you know, I fuck with
Pete
the
Rock and
I'm
Smooth
not
in there.
fucking with Drake right now.
Pete Rock was did he bar or is he just producer?
CL Smooth.
he was producer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So like if we
Are we looking for like rapper
yeah, no rappers because if
duos
we
or
did the
producer
producer
duos?
because if we did the
Exactly.
producer and rap duos, that's a whole different conversation because you got
Yes.
Gangstar and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jedi.
I can't pick number 4. I'm gonna
someone
let
said-
y'all pick number 4.
Someone said the Park. Shout out the Park.
Hey.
Jen Boogie. That's him and Nam. You know Nam? I don't know if you. know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's they're the Park. So
Nice. Yep.
Okay, the reminders.
Ghost and Ray. Yeah, I fuck with that.
The reminders.
EPMD.
Good one.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
A good one.
Is that it? Is that
Why-
the one?
I could say that. I'd be all right with that because groups don't really last if you think
Well,
about it.
duo specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duos.
Yeah,
It's
you know what I
like-
mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
very
mean,
hard to name actual duos. Like they said Ghost and Ray right there.
Royce and M. Bad Meets Evil. I mean, we're talking
a good
straight
one.
skills.
That's
That's,
a good one.
like, but I don't know if they're as legendary as the other 4. Salt and Pepper is
It's tough. Yeah,
tough.
they should be
That's
there.
tough because
Really.
I might say Salt and Pepper over EPMD, and I know that's.
I'll be all right with that.
How you feel about that?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But
So let's
for
stand,
argument's sake, I'm gonna let y'all pick the last one.
let's stand pat on Meth and Red,
For sure.
Outkast,
For sure.
UGK.
I would say
It's fucking
that's
Bun
an
B and
easy one
Pimp
for me.
C.
Run the jewels.
Outcast.
And Eric B. and Rakim.
Yep.
That's legit.
I
cool
rock
with
with
that.
that.
Yeah.
I rock with that.
Sh-
MOP was a good one.
MOP.
I like that. Yeah.
Actually, they go in for me. They go right in.
I got the 4th
They
right
go
now.
in.
MOP goes
got
in
the
there.
fourth.
They go
Oh,
hard.
no.
Yep. What is it?
Mobb Deep.
Oh my God.
That's the 4th.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
for
That's
sure.
it. That's
Mobb
it.
Deep.
Jen.
So I'm
gonna put Mobb Deep on my
yeah,
mountain.
no,
Yeah.
I'm in. It's Mobb Deep.
Mobb
Yeah, that's
Deep.
it.
Every hip hop.
Mobb Deep, Red and Meth,
Outkast.
Outkast.
UGK.
I'm
or
with it.
Eric B. and
I'm gonna
Rakim.
still let
Which
y'all
one?
pick that 4th
Which
one.
one? UGK
I
or
would have
Eric
picked
B?
Eric B, but
I'm
y'all
cool
know
with
I'm
that.
biased.
So honorable mention UGK.
That's fine.
8-Ball and MJ.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Of
can't
course.
leave freaking.
That's how you end it right there. That's,
Can't leave
that's
Mobb
solid.
Deep out of this
Yeah.
conversation.
We
What
almost
the
did.
hell?
And we
Salute
would've
to
got-
have it. It's my family.
Man, shout out to all the people in the chat that watch and listen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grandmaster Kaz.
For sure.
So
Dope
that's how I
interview.
like to start my fucking weeks right there, man.
It's a good start. That was a great
start.
interview.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out-
couldn't see the
yeah.
chat, so big salute to everybody
It's all
in
good.
that chat.
I try to keep up.
I'm
but it's
trying
hard.
to. I'm blind, so I'm like slowly looking over there to see what y'all commenting on.
And
But
shout out to Manji.
Oh, thank
Also,
you.
you are our first woman guest host.
what? Okay.
And,
Take
I've
that.
been wanting to get one on. I was like, the only one that pops in my head that could talk hip hop with us so far is you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
both of you
Killed
having
that.
me. That was a fun
Me
conversation.
and her were on the front lines together at one point.
Hey, man, you know it. You know
He's
it.
out in them streets.
Always, man.
So thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure. Check her out on 107.1. When are you on?
Yep, middays.
Middays.
So you
Dope.
catch me
She
Monday
got-
through Sunday, baby.
And you know she got the old school shit on deck. So.
You know it.
But we're
Wu-Tang Radio. Check for me on Wu-Tang Radio,
Hey,
too. Download
all
that
day.
up.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Paul Jr.
I'm Boogeyman Fo.
Here's the
Mind
thing.
you, Reverie.
Oh,
Wow.
Manji.
And back.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to also follow OK, Here's the Thing on YouTube and IG.